Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Sympathy Kiss. Not really the last part, but the last part of the last route, I guess. We're gonna do our voice acting and the final wrap up, in the next part, but this is the last part of the game. So, doing Shuya's other endings. So we are going to start here at our love end. So this is our save file 1. So we say, I enjoyed our time together. I did enjoy our time together. You kept me up till the sun rose, sir. I'm sure our time together was amazing. Thank you. Being able to work and spend this time with you, it's been one of the brightest spots in my life thus far. Not just working together with you, but everything you've brought to my life. I'm grateful to you, and this time he'll probably stay here. You're always welcome here. New spin-off episode. Yeah, sure, we can just play it, and then we can just skip through. We'll skip through it. It's the same damn thing. Him remembering and needing us so desperately. That's the way this one's gonna go. Won't be long now. Yes, it will. Oh, that's true. That's right. He's not gonna give the bar to... poor Nori doesn't get to, take ownership of the bar, but, this ain't about you. Listen, Pupperdoodles, this ain't about you this time. So... this is interesting. We tell him you should take over the inn in the love ending. Maybe that's because it's a love answer because it's like, I'm giving up my love for him to be like, you should take over the inn. Take over my family's place. It was obvious that Usui still had some unfinished business back home, and I felt he needed a push in the right direction. Either way, I'm worried about my father. I should head home at least for a while. Okay, so this was just when he was going there temporarily. Okay. But we basically told him what he should do with his future. Now we're having our date time. And then we don't react. Frustrated he could read me so easily, I kept a blank face and feigned disinterest. No. So it doesn't actually make you happy when I touch you after all. Sorry, I got so excited when you told me you cared about me. Guess I got carried away. Shoya shrugged, the upturned furrow of his eyebrows making him look pitifully sad. I began to feel guilty for my reaction. I swallowed my pride as my face heated. I admitted I was pretending and that I'd love it if he touched me. Is that right? I'm glad to hear it. Shoya's face brightened immediately, his smile brilliant. I had to wonder if I had just been played by a terrific actor. Well, Higa's the terrific actor, but that doesn't mean Usui's not also good, but... Okay. This is where we're going to get our lovin'. I'd been prepared for this, but it was still shocking to hear it from him directly. He said he's taking over the inn. Okay. We'd finally come together, and I wanted to stay that way forever. I wish that I could continue to spend days like the ones we just had together with him. I almost put those desires into words, but I stopped myself. Anything I said would only cause more pain. Shoya gave me a pained look and said nothing. And this is where we do the fake kiss. Okay, now we get our love end. Okay. Sorry. My bird's just jammed in my neck. He was sitting on my lap and then he just crawled up and I was just jammed there. And it's just funny because he'll sit and snug on the couch when I'm sitting downstairs. But when we're up here, it is permanently jammed under my chin. About 2 months passed since then. Unfortunately, Astarcia was eventually shut down. The features and columns I worked on weren't unpopular, but we couldn't achieve the level of success we needed to keep the app afloat. That's true, and all the love ends. I was like, so if he's gonna go work at his parents' thing, are we gonna just quit our job and go with him? I was thinking that in my head, but the app always gets shut down in the love ends, so we could go off and be with him and not have to choose. The Astarcia planning department disbanded. I returned to the design department and resumed my old work like nothing had changed. In the past, I'm sure I wouldn't have minded going back to my old department. But now,
Welcome. Sorry, we're still getting ready. Oh, huh. Amasawa, long time no see.
Tainaka greeted me as I entered Evergreen. After my time here ended, he was hired part-time to fill in the gap I left. Tainaka turned around, guessing why I had come.
Mr. Manager, we've got a customer. Your dear, sweet, beloved girlfriend is here.
So it's 2 months, so I'm guessing he didn't go take over his family's inn then? Hearing that, Shuya peeked out from the kitchen, and now we're his dear, sweet, beloved girlfriend. Okay, they made it seem like he was going to leave, and I'm like, am I going to go with him? But then again, like, maybe he's still going to go. I mean, to be fair, he could take over his family's inn. It might take a couple of months for him to get Nori settled. He's not like, hi, you want to take over the bar? Okay, bye. And then you hand the keys and walk out the next day. So fair. And Tainaka, will you please cut that out? In the end, Shuya decided not to take over the family business. Ah, okay. Well, now we know. He chose to stay here and continue working at Evergreen. Welcome, Spacey. Seeing Shuya and I stare into each other's eyes, Tainaka grinned and shrugged his shoulders.
Well, I'm gonna go do a little shopping.
Thank you, Tainaka.
No, I'll see you later. Amasawa, take your time.
See, I love when our boyfriends support us flirting with another boyfriend. Because, like, Saotome was like, you look jealous. Because, like, I said I was gonna date her, so, like, go get her, champ. And then, like, even Kobase was like, oh, dear God, I gotta get between these two. And now Pupperdoodles, like, hell, Yoshioka even wingmanned us for a hot second there. I'm just saying. You know? He gets too busy with his kid. We can't really blame him for why he's not wingmanning us. He doesn't have the time, okay? That man's got a lot on his plate. I don't blame him. But, you know. Plus, they're not gonna, like, you know, they wouldn't put him, in case you for some reason did this route at some other time, like before, you know, you just tripped down this route, you know, they absolutely wouldn't have Higa show up and wingman you, because you're not supposed to know Higa and Yofi are your love interest. They're supposed to just seem like background characters. You know what I'm saying? So, like, fair. But also, Higa's got other shit to do. I don't blame him not wingmanning me. It's okay. I don't blame him not trying to help me bring another man into the man harem. Like, he's busy. So, with a wave of his hand, Tainaka left the bar. Shuya had made his decision, and I knew it wasn't an easy one. He'd chosen Evergreen, which also meant he had chosen me. But now my job sucks, so we could go take over your parents' inn and go run away and live on the beach. Together. Yeah, good times. And I wanted to find a way to respond in kind. Supporting him at Evergreen, that was what I wanted to do from now on. Is that so? Did we just quit my fucking job? I remember Director Kobase's face when I told him my plans. Well, he's like, I'm not your director anymore. He didn't seem upset, and instead simply smiled knowingly back at me. See, because Boss Babe is like, go get him, Tiger. Like, our boyfriends are so supportive of us picking up other men. I love it. That's the kind of energy I need in the man harem, is all I'm saying. Shuya asked me again, looking for a final confirmation, a final reassurance. Spacey, are you sure you won't regret this? There was no way I could regret it. My only concern was that Shuya would regret his own choice. I'll always have some regrets, I'm sure, but this bar, it's a part of me, and losing you would have been too much to bear. You suffered for 4 fucking years, but it worked out. This is better, though. And also, now if you decide you want to take over your parents' inn, we'll do it together. So, what do you say? With an apprehensive look, Shuya paused. Will you stand by me here at Evergreen from now on? Shuya extended his right hand out to me. I'll go wherever you want to fucking go, buddy. There was nothing I wanted more than to stand at work by his side. Without hesitation, I took his hand. Good. Spacey Hamasawa, I love you. And then there's Evergreen. The place we met, the place we fell in love. It's more significant to me than ever before. And that's why I want to keep this place alive. I want to make this place thrive together with you, my beloved. Always, with our own 2 hands. To work in the place I loved with the person I loved. I couldn't ask for more. And have all my other boyfriends visit us constantly. I mean, that's the other thing you could ask for, but come here. My heart was filled with joy as he gently pulled me closer to him. I've wanted to do this for so long. I'm sorry for making you wait. I'm looking forward to each and every day together with you. Memories of my time at this place came flooding back to me, and I couldn't help but look forward to all of the memories to come. Welcome to Evergreen. With a rush of nostalgia and excitement, our days at Evergreen began anew. I mean, like, okay. I mean, to be fair, none of the endings are bad. The work endings aren't the best, but oh, we're not done. Okay.
I kinda see, Spacey. This suits you.
Do I have a matching vest and shirt? Do we have a matching uniforms? Because I'm here for that. You think? I don't know. I still prefer Tainaka. Labradoodle loves pupperdoodles the best. That's sweet. I don't see why it has to be one or the other.
Time seriously flies. Spacey, you quit Astario about a month ago, right?
It had been a little over a month since I left Astario to come work with Shuya. Sitting with Oe at the counter were the other former Starcy members, Saltame and Minato.
Speaking of which, I heard you ran into Director Kobase recently.
Yeah, and then we made out in the rain. It was beautiful. I nodded and explained that Director Kobase had stopped by the bar for a drink alone.
Now that the team's disbanded, I don't get why you won't come out and drink with us.
I know, right? Amasawa, give me a tequila sunrise. I started his cocktail right away. I poured tequila into a glass, then the orange juice. To finish it off, I placed an orange wedge on the lip of the glass and slid it to Saltame. His face was filled with amazement. Now we're a bartender. That's cool. Huh, you did it. What do you think, Usui? How's Amasawa doing? She's not quite there yet? Shuya took a moment to think, then smiled. There's always room to improve. That's one way to put it. She's still young and has potential to grow. In fact, Spacey's a fast learner. I bet you teach me a lot of things after hours, is all I'm saying.
She's the type to go all out when she finds something she loves.
Phrasing, Oe, Jesus.
Whether that's cocktails or...
Oe wiggled her eyebrows at me, teasing. Oe know exactly what she fucking said. She's like, yeah, go out all out. I thought I was just being a dirty whore reading into it. She's like, no, that's what I meant. I gotta love a wing woman. I flushed red and had to look away.
I am glad to see you're happy, though. I was really worried when I heard you were leaving the company. But I guess I didn't need to.
I knew that my leaving had caused a fair amount of trouble, especially for Oe. I apologized for making her worry, but Oe just shook her head.
I get worried on my own. That's not your fault. You chose the path that was best for you, and you've made it work. That's admirable. Usui's impressive, too. Is it true you chose Spacey instead of taking over your parents' place?
Yes, I'm afraid I'm a terrible son. But instead of an inn, I found a wonderful companion to share my life with. I think my parents understand that. With Shuya's words, I got even more embarrassed. I told him to cut it out, but he just laughed happily.
Hey, Spacey, Usui, can you stop flirting in front of the guests?
Sorry. In all my years, I've never been this happy. I guess I'm still getting used to it. Well, if you don't get used to it, I think Amasawa's face is going to turn a previously undiscovered shade of red. Seeing the brilliant hue on my face, Minato sighed in exasperation. You're just jealous because you can't turn me this red, boy. His route was cute, don't get me wrong. Customers came and went, spending their evenings with us in this cozy bar. And day after day, Usui and I spent our nights together in this peaceful place. And so, Evergreen's doors will open again tonight. Welcome. And our voices will ring out in harmony as we welcome guests to our little hideaway. Honestly, I feel like that little last line was cute, but it wasn't necessary. I like the ringing of the doorbell and him just saying, welcome. And then, or them saying, like, the door, blah, blah, blah. And then the welcome and the doorbell ringing should have been the last thing. You're like, oh, it's the first thing you hear from him. And then it's like the last thing for the route. Like, I don't know. That would have been cute, but whatever. They didn't want to do that. All right. So this is now the work answer. And this is fun. It's funny because for the love answer, we're like, no, go take over the inn. And the work answer is like, stay here. And he's going to be like, bye. That's so funny. As selfish as it may have been, I wanted him to stay at Evergreen. I mean, I get the lot. It's a reverse logic because you're like, take over the inn. That's what you should do. Like, but that's the more romance answer because you're like, I'm putting you first before me. And this is like, no, stay here. I'm putting me first instead of him. But like, I'm surprised they went that way. I'm surprised they did psychological torture like this on us where there was this whole route has been torture. In a good way, but you know what I mean? It's like, God, stop. Just let me love you, damn it. Anyway. Without him, the soothing place I had come to love just wouldn't be the same. I'm delighted to hear how much you like it here. Besides, you just wrapped up your feature on Evergreen. I can't leave now of all times. And yet, he still goes away, I'm assuming. And then we have our date. And then we laugh about the cat. Because, like, hell yeah, pet me, baby. And then he takes over Evergreen. Not takes over Evergreen. I'm assuming well, I mean, either way, the answer is I'm going to take over the inn. So these ones are always a little like imperfect. Like they're work answers, but like, you know what I mean? It's always like, oh, like they go away like, oh, we're trying long distance. Or like with Nori, it was he went away for work and it's like, oh, well, it's going to be difficult. But it's like, you know, so you're like, eh. These, I guess, are the bad endings, to be fair. But as far as bad endings go, I'm using quotes around that, like, they're not bad at all. Like, they could be way worse. 2 months passed, and thanks to our efforts, Astarcy was given a green light to continue. The article I wrote for Evergreen was well received, and a second and third edition were in the works. Meanwhile, I still had lots of work to do in the Astarcy planning department. I was very proud of all our accomplishments. But alongside that pride, I had to finally tell Shuya what I was feeling. Uh-oh. Spacey. I greeted Shuya and told him the good news about Astarcy. Congratulations. I know it's all thanks to your dedication, Spacey. You should be very proud. We're like, yeah, now that that's done, I think I like my job better than you. Are you going to break up with this man after you just made him stay? I walked over to the counter, tracing its top with my fingertips. I thought back to when I had no confidence in my work, and I came to Shuya for comfort. I knew that if it weren't for him and the time I spent with him, I'd have never made it this far. For me, this was a place of new beginnings. And Evergreen and Shuya both had a special place in my heart. But I have decided to pass Evergreen on to someone I know. Okay, so he's still gonna go. Okay, he's going to take over the inn this time. Okay. I had thought about closing shop, but the feature you wrote brought in so many new customers. Could you imagine, like, oh my god, this hotspot Evergreen permanently closed. Oh. I feel that it should go to someone who can keep the spirit of this place alive. Which means I've decided to walk away and take over my family's inn. So in the best ending, he's like, I'm still going to own this place, but I'm going to let somebody manage the day-to-day stuff, but I'm still involved. He's not fully giving up Evergreen. And the last time he fully gave up the inn, and now he's going to fully give up Evergreen. Okay. Spacey, you look like you've made up your mind as well. I managed to nod back at him. I couldn't leave Astario now, so similar to what happened in the best ending, but we're not going to have a 4 years later. Well, congratulations. Shuya flashed me a bittersweet smile. Still, I knew he was happy to see I found my way in life. This calls for celebration. To Spacey finding her footing and to me starting a new chapter in life. Funny, I suppose I'm not really starting a new chapter as much as returning to one. I am going home after all. Such a strange feeling. It's like I feel like I'm starting all over again. Like I'm leaving the place I've always known. Strange for an old man like me to say. I didn't think there was anything strange about it. He was leaving a place he'd loved for so long. Seeing his sad smile, I felt a burning desire to hold him. But I knew that if we touched again, I'd never be able to truly let him go. It seemed we both knew that, and neither of us reached out to the other. Now then, we didn't choose these paths to grieve about them. So let's celebrate. It was a complicated feeling, a parting that would pave the way for new beginnings. So this would be our little ceremony to say goodbye, to Evergreen and to each other. Shuya served me a round of good food and drinks. I took a seat behind the counter and felt like a customer for the first time in a very long while. Then I suddenly remembered. Well, my skills are fairly rudimentary, but I do know a little magic. Oh, come on then, give us a show!
Hey, sound to me, don't pressure him.
That's all right. I brought it up after all. I warn you, though, it's nothing too impressive. You need to simmer down, Bird. I remembered the magic Shuya had shown us so long ago. I wanted to see it once more before we parted ways. Shuya was surprised by my out-of-nowhere request, but... And that brings me back. Very well. He smiled and walked to the shelf behind him to get a deck of cards. He returned and shuffled the cards as fluidly as he did the first time. Now then. Shuya looked around the empty bar as though the place was brimming with fellow patrons. Then he locked eyes with me as though he'd found me in a crowd for the very first time. He's got to be a showman. Would you help me with this little trick? I outstretched my hand and Shuya placed the deck of cards in it. From this moment on, Miss Amasawa, you're my accomplice. You and I will communicate through the depths of our hearts. Now, could you please split this deck of cards in two? I did as I was told and split the deck in two. For this next part, I'll turn my back to you in order to avoid seeing anything. When I do, I want you to take a look at the top card from one pile and memorize its suit and number. Once you have it memorized, put it back in the same position, face down, of course. Now, if you please. Shuya turned around and I checked the card. It was the 9 of hearts. Last time I drew the 10 of hearts. Oh, it's going down. We're losing love. I sighed, thinking how romantic it would have been if I picked the same card again. I was wondering if they were going to do that. Disappointed, I put the card back in its proper place. Very good. And now let's put the two halves back together and give the deck a good mix. He brilliantly shuffled the cards, and they once again flew between his hands like wings. Now I have no idea where the card you chose is. I had no way of seeing or marking the card because I was looking the other way, correct? But now I know you better than before, and I can see what's in your heart far better than I could back then. His new lines, different from last time he did the trick, took my breath away. Shuya looked deep into my eyes as though he was peering into my very soul. I'm quite sure of what card you saw. Then he spread the cards haphazardly across the counter, scattering them in all directions. So many thoughts running through these hearts of ours. Yet in that chaos, you and I made decisions that will change the course of our lives. I can prove that our hearts are connected, or you can forget the card, return to the way things were. But what a disappointing end to this trick that would be. You hoped it'd be the same card as before, isn't that right? I chuckled, no longer surprised by his ability to know what was in my heart. He just kept smiling gently at me. The thing is, coincidence and destiny are two sides of the same coin. And destiny, that's something you can't escape. It's what'll always come back to you. Sorry, Bird. Shoya took the scattered cards, spread them in a circle, and pointed his finger at one. Go on, turn it over. And just like last time, I turned the card over. There it was, the 9 of Hearts. This means a new destiny for both of us. The 10 of Hearts is the card of joy. The 9 of Hearts is the card of fulfilling wishes. Destiny has a way of circling back on itself. You can leave it behind, only for it to find you again later in life. This speech would have been so much better in, like, the best ending, because, like, we find each other, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that 10 of Hearts will come back around for us when it's really supposed to. I think they're going to leave it open as if it, like, and maybe it will, you know? And if we continue down the paths we've chosen, if our feelings stay the same, then I'm quite sure we'll meet again. I mean, I guess you could take that as this is like a scene that happened in the best ending, because this would be like us parting. I'm going to stay at Astario, he goes to take over the inn, and then 4 years later we come back together. Biting my lip, I nodded firmly and stood up to leave. Someday. Shoya's words and the sound of Evergreen's bell continued ringing in my heart as I headed home. What he said earlier, it was more than just some comforting parting words. I believed him, that if we continued to follow our own paths, then our paths would surely cross again. I mean, it's kind of melancholic the way it ends, but to be fair, we do know how the best ending ends, so you could think of it like, oh, we decide I'm going to stay at Astario, whatever, and then 4 years later you're like, I did everything I needed to do, and I'm coming for you now, you know? So, but it was still a rather almost depressing way to end it. But here's a good way to, here's something good to stare at for a second. I know we ended on that one last time. Like, this one is really adorably good. Like, it's beautiful. But, like, we gotta get our mans, like, righted. And this is, like, the first time we saw him in the bar. I mean, you know, and, like, make those liquors, liquor daddy. Shake up those cocktails. Because we can't say shake up those cocktails, liquor daddy, because it'd be like, shake up those cocktails, cocktail whore. I mean, I can't change his name now, but yeah, there you go. So next time, it'll just be the voice acting. So we'll just pop it on and we'll listen to things. And there is the like little info section about them all. And they do read some lines and say some stuff, so we can turn the voice acting on, listen to that, and perchance we pop back into some of the... Because, I mean, do they have an option? No, they don't. Do they have it from here? Ah, you can replay the scenes from here. Okay, so we can do that. We can replay the scenes from some of the CGs, like, maybe some of the spicier CGs, you know? Let's get some of those scenes going, you know? And see what's happening there. So, but yeah, overall, I've enjoyed this game, but we'll give my final thoughts and everything like that in the next part. I don't think it really matters. You already know I really enjoyed this game. And as of today, right now, Battlefield Waltz should be coming next. So look forward to that. I don't know what's going to happen, though, between today and, like, I'm not going to record the next part next. I'm going to record that tomorrow, and I probably won't be able to start our next game because tomorrow is a Friday, so I probably won't start till, like, Monday. So who knows what's going to happen over a course of a couple days. Because the poll is up right now. Don't you guys go. Don't bother voting. It'll be done by the time you guys see this, because this is, like, what? God, the end of August? Jesus. Almost. Close enough. Anyway, but I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.